Module 3, this is lecture 7 of forced convection. So the water flows at a velocity of 12 meters per second in a straight tube of diameter 60 mm. So here the water flows in terms of 12 meters per second with a straight tube. The tube surface temperature is 70 degrees Celsius. The water is heated from temperatures 15 degrees to an outlet of 45 degrees Celsius. He has given the bulk mean temperature of the water, the physical properties of water he has given. Okay, now he is asking to calculate the heat transfer coefficient and heat transfer rate and length of the tube. Okay, now, so let's write the given terms: V infinity, the velocity of the fluid, diameter of the tube, the wall temperature, and T1 and T2. So heat transfer coefficient H, Q, and L need to be found. The first step is to find the bulk mean temperature, that is T infinity, T1 plus T2, the fluid temperatures. The average of fluid temperatures has to be found out to find the given properties at bulk mean temperature. So initially he has given in the question, no need to find it again from the data handbook. Next is you need to find the value of Reynolds number, that is V infinity d by nu. So velocity of the fluid 12 into diameter of the tube divided by nu. Okay. Since the Reynolds number is greater than 2300, you can decide the flow is turbulent. Okay. Now you can take the test bulk equation from page number 134. Okay, in terms of Nusselt number, where n is 0.4 since the fluid is heating up. Okay, so the Reynolds number and Prandtl number are known. To find the value of Nusselt number, so from this you need to find the value of H. You can take Nusselt number as Hd by K from the page number 120 data handbook. Okay, once you get the value of H, you substitute the value of D and K to find the value of H, that is heat transfer coefficient is watt per meter square Kelvin. Next is we need to find the value of Q. Okay, so that is Q is equals to HA delta T. Since HA delta T area, surface area is pi d into L. Okay, so here we need to find the value of L. So you can find it out from the equation, that is mCp delta T. Okay, rho A V infinity into Cp into delta T. Okay, where rho is given surface area, that is cross sectional area, you have to take pi by 4 into d square into 12. Okay, so delta T, you know, just substitute directly, that is 45 minus 50. Okay, if you substitute everything, you get the value of heat transfer rate. Next step is to find the value of L, that is Q is equals to H into delta T. So here from area you need to take it as a surface area, that is pi d into L. So from here you need to find the value of L, that is length of the tube. Q you know, H you find it out, D you know, and TW minus TB. So L is 20.92902 meters. Now, next problem, hot air at atmospheric pressure and 80 degree. So he has given the fluid which is having atmospheric pressure and 80 degrees Celsius is the temperature. At inlet enters. Okay, he has given the length of the square duct. So this is here, it is not a pipe, here it is a square duct. Okay, in terms of cross section he has given 0.2 into 0.2. Okay, where the rate at which 0.15 meter cube per second. Now, the duct is observed to be nearly isothermal at 60 degrees Celsius. Determine the exit temperature. Okay, he is asking the outlet temperature. So what all he has given? He has given the inlet temperature, the length of the tube, and he has given the rate. It means flow rate. You can take it as m or v dash. So you can take this as a flow rate. Okay, don't take this as a velocity. It is a flow rate, volume flow rate. Okay, now so T2 and Q we need to find it out. Since T2 is unknown, so we can take directly the fluid properties with respect to the inlet temperature of the fluid at 80 degrees Celsius of air. Okay, from the data and we'll get the values. Since we do not know the flow through tubes, okay, so we can take in terms of duct. So before that we need to find the diameter. So this duct diameter. Okay, so hence we will find it from the hydraulic diameter, that is you can see this page number 135 from the data handbook. Here we will be having the correlation listed with respect to hydraulic diameter, that is 4A by P, where A is the flow area, P is the wetted perimeter. Okay, Substitute the value of A and P to get the value of DH. So you can see here area, that is zero point 0.2 into zero point 0.2. The perimeter is 2 into A plus B. Okay. So DH will be getting the volume flow rate, you know, 0.5 meter cube per second. Okay. Flow rate is nothing but area into velocity. From here we get the V infinity, the velocity of the fluid. Okay. 3.75 meters per second. So you can get the back to find it out the Reynolds number with respect to DH, that is V infinity into DH by nu. Okay, this is the Reynolds number which is greater than 2300. So from that you can decide the flow is turbulent. Next is okay, we can take from this equation, that is Nusselt number in terms of Prandtl number and Reynolds number. So where n is replaced with 0.3 because it is a cooling of the fluid. Okay, the temperature is decreasing. Okay, so Reynolds number we found out as the Prandtl number is given in the data. You can get the value of Nusselt number. So once you get the value of Nusselt number from this equation with respect to h into dh by k, this is the Nusselt equation which you will be getting from page number 120. So where from this you need to find the heat transfer coefficient, which is 13.72 watt per meter square Kelvin. Okay, so this completes the problem. So next class problem. Air at 25 degrees Celsius flows through a tube of 50 mm diameter. Determine the flow rate that will result in a Reynolds number of 1600. Okay. The tube is provided with a nichrome heating element on its surface. Receives a constant heat flux of 800 watt per length of the tube. Determine average heat transfer coefficient. He is telling to assume fully developed flow. Also determine the length of the tube. The bulk temperature is 25 to 50. Okay, so let's say what he has given T1, that is the fluid is entering, inlet temperature 25 degree Celsius. Next is D, that is diameter of the tube. Mass flow rate you need to find with respect to the Reynolds number 1600. Okay, next he has given the heat flux with respect to length per meter length. You can take 800 watt per meter. So T2 outlet temperature also he has given. Next is bulk mean temperature, Tb is equals to T1 plus T2 by 2. Okay, the average of bulk mean temperature, you need to find the bulk properties with respect to Tb. We will get this from the data handbook. Next step is you need to find the mass flow rate, that is rho A into V infinity. Okay, from here we need to the value of V infinity. This value will get from the equation Reynolds number, that is Reynolds number is equals to Vd by nu. Well as V and D you substitute nu, we get the V infinity value. Okay. So once you get the value of V infinity, substitute here, you need to get the mass flow rate. Once you get the value of mass flow rate, next unit is asking to find the average heat transfer coefficient. Since you can find the Reynolds number which is less than 2300, you can decide the flow is laminar. Okay, he has given in the question to consider flow is fully developed. Okay, in the constant heat flux conditions. So from the page number 123, you will get the Nusselt number as 4.36. Okay. Substitute here to get the value of H, that is H is equals to 2.386 watt per meter square Kelvin. Next step is to find the length of the tube. Okay, so here Q is equals to mCp delta T, where m is mass flow rate, Cp is 1005 and delta T will get the value of Q total. Okay, so you can find the length of the tube which is required is total heat transfer rate per meter. So this is very much important. You can total heat transfer divided by heat transfer per meter. You will get the number of length of the tube, that is in terms of meters. Okay. Thank you guys.